What's up? What's up? What's up? YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that. And we know it's been a while. We already know it's been a while. I already know what y'all gonna say. I know. I know. Where that man been at? He been working. However, he's been also doing everything. Right? So right now, I put the reefer down. And I'm gonna give y'all the whole synopsis. It ain't that much, but I'm gonna give y'all a synopsis. Put the reefer down, grab, um, went into the tanker industry. We're gonna definitely talk about that. And then now I literally just I'm home weekends if I want to be, but I'm doing strictly hazardous material cargo freight, and I'm doing dry van. Surprisingly, I always thought dry van would be the you'll make the least amount of money, but so far looking at the rates in my area, it's like it's hard. Most things are like $4.30 a mile. My first run was like almost $6 a mile, and I just been hauling like cleaning materials, honestly. Um, but I said we're gonna talk about the first things first. So kicking off the new year, y'all know I was still pulling reefer. I love pulling reefer. Reefer was cool. However, I ain't gonna say I don't like. See, if I see the potential to do more, I'm gonna go for doing more while I still can. Because of course I have plenty of things going on, like as far as at home, but having my own trucks have afforded me the opportunity to move a little different, right? So now we're looking at it from the aspect of delete that. Long story less long. I was pulling reefer. I found a better opportunity. Now I always do my due diligence, right? So I was like, all right, I'm only gonna leave here because I was making decent money. I said I'm only gonna leave here when I go get my literally stop renting a reefer and go buy my own. So I was like, you know what? If I go get my own reefer, then I'll leave here because I just start my authority and everything and get that, just get it going like that. But another opportunity presented itself. So I had a few conversations with other guys that pulled tank, and it was just like, yeah, hey, listen, the money is over here hauling the what is it, Cryogenics. Just get with a company that'll train you, and you'll be fine. So I did what I did. I stacked my money up a little bit. Luckily, I did, but I stacked my money up a little bit, and I went to Genox, which Genox is strictly they do like helium, liquid nitrogen, um, anything that's literally hazmat tanker that's cryogenics, right? So I went through the week training, me and a few other people went through our training. I can't say I had any complaints about it. The training was smooth, but as I started going through training, now I'm talking to other people, and I was like, ah man, I wish like it's some good money. You just got to remember to stick at it. You got to stick to it because it's gonna be. You may not make something this month, but you may make something next month. But you may make. So I'm just like, oh, hold on now. Let's figure this out. Um, so you never get a clear, concise answer besides the people that's been here like 12, 13 years, and just like any other company, they've been here so long, they got priority on everything. So, and then I had a few drivers who was like, yeah, from what I'm hearing, we losing contracts because one of the big ones was Elon Musk, SpaceX, and Blue Origin. So Elon Musk and somebody else, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. So they was like, hey, we keep having meetings, and they say they're not happy with what Genox doing. So we think Genox is losing stuff. So that's why they keep canceling runs. So I'm like, cool. We get out of class. I'm like, all right. I got this liquid oxygen trailer. So I'm like, hey, we finna hit the road. So me and a partner of mine from the class, we was like, yo, nobody really wanted to test the liquid oxygen because it's so volatile. It if you got oil, you can combust shit like that. So nobody really wanted to fuck with it, and that's cool. Um, I didn't at first, but I'm like, man, fuck it. I'm trying to make some money, so let's see where it go. Man, listen, we picked up that trailer from the yard. We went from Deer Park, Texas, to Wilson, Arkansas, empty. We supposed to go get loaded. Never got loaded. Got to Arkansas. They were like, all right, the trans whatever went down on the machine, so we couldn't get loaded. So they was like, hey, just go ahead and y'all dead head up to Ohio. So we dead headed to Ohio. We get there that night. We do a 10. We get to and man, we got our own separate trucks. This ain't no team shit. But when he go get hit, we sit and do our 10. So we get up to go get loaded. They're like, hey, just hold off. We held off. Next thing you know, it's like 7 p.m. And we like, yo, what's going on? They're like, oh, well, that canceled. We're gonna put y'all on a contract in South Carolina. So I'm like, shit, I'm back on the East Coast. I'm good. Like, East Coast my stomping ground. We good. Nope. We get to South Carolina. No, we get to Virginia for Reedsville, Virginia. So we were supposed to be picking up a little something from Air Products. Nope, canceled. We end up going down to South Carolina. We're like, we could just keep going. They was like, yeah, y'all just load there and then y'all get on the contract. We get there, they're like, you know what? The contract completely over. Y'all just come back to Deer Park. So mind you, brand new truck, right? I put the first 3,200 miles on that truck, just doing that loop, 3,200 miles. Now, on the bright side, just me never getting loaded. That took a week. That was a whole week, Monday to Friday, right? Never got loaded. That week, they paid me. Well, it was a couple weeks later because they paid for it weird. But that little loop I did paid me like gross like 5,800. Never picking up a load. So talking to the people in the yard, they were just like, yeah, that's because man, you got some miles. Usually you don't get that many miles. So they was like, usually the way it go is you'll make $4,000 this week, but because the pay period is so it not fluctuate, but because the pay period ends in a weird spot, it's like 1 week you'll have $2,000, but then the next week you'll have like $4,000, and then next week you might have 800. Then the next week you might. So they was like it kind of fluctuated like that. But for the people that's been there 10, 15 years, whatever, 10 years, 10 plus years, they was like, yeah. Majority of us, they were like, we drive from March to November, and then once you get out in November, you off until March. Like they said, yeah, we don't drive in the winter months. We park our truck, and we still got enough money saved up to pay the truck payment, pay our home expenses, and all of this stuff. They older cats, but they were like, yeah, you gonna make your money over here. Cool. So we sat for that following week, no work. That second week, no work. So I'm like, all right, yeah, I can't sit for a long time without getting something. So it's like, oh no, we're gonna make something happen. All right. So we get to that third week, I already done put in an application somewhere else. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I know I'm gonna go do something else because I can't afford to just keep sitting still, right? Because bills don't care that you waiting for a peak season. So then, talking to an older guy on the yard, he was like, "Yeah, this is really a dead season." He was like, "I don't know why they hiring through, they all these classes full of people when we not gonna have no work until probably March or something like that. Like if anything, that's when it's supposed to start picking up. But a lot of these other companies starting to have their own Cryogenics team. You know what I'm saying? So they're like the work is may not working, it may come out of nowhere, some shit like that. So I said, all right, cool. They finally said, hey, we're gonna put you this the third week. They said we're gonna put you on this contract to Kentucky, but it don't start till the following Monday. So I'm like, okay, cool. I could do that. How long is the contract? Oh, it's like 3 to 5 days minimum. Now, 3 to 5 days minimum. That means you can say 3 days minimum or up to 5 days, but 3 to 5 days minimum. So when I get to the third day, I just gotta guess. Like I said, so what's after that? She was like, oh, we don't know yet. We know when we get our emails in the morning what's coming up available. I said, yeah. I said, look, I'm gonna leave. Um, 'cause I brought my truck anyway, even though my truck was too heavy because my truck like 23,000 empty, and so I couldn't drive my truck anyway. So I was like, my truck was still parked on the yard. So I was like, I'm gonna just keep my truck and I'm gonna just leave. So that was just like, well, it may start to pick up soon. Man, listen, I done talked to a few drivers that I was in class with and a few drivers that I met out there. Them boys were like, yeah, that joint still ain't picked up yet. So I'd have been just sitting there. And when you sitting there not making money, you get irritated. So that was that. We're gonna end this one here. But I am gonna get into what I'm doing now. But the Cryogenics one was the main thing where I was just like, yo, this could be something. Now, boy, that's a nice dub nine that just pulled in here. Good God Almighty. But yeah, that's what I'm. That was the one that was supposed to be good. And they gonna keep getting a high turnover rate because they try to bring hundreds of people in when they're not really moving yet. So, but yeah, that's that of that. I'm gonna send y'all some. I'm gonna show y'all some videos of the process. Of the class and all that shit. But that was the first thing. So when you look at it, they was like, oh, 300,000 a year, this and that. And like I said, the few people that I talked to that did make it, like they came like 5+ years ago, they're doing good. But it's the people that I talked to that was here 5 years and less, well, 4 years and less. That was like, it's kind of hit or miss. I mean, they working all year because they're trying to make sure that everything work out the way it's supposed to. So yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna show y'all some videos. Y'all know I usually don't do too much talking, but on part 2, I'm gonna show y'all pretty much what I'm doing now and how and what routes I got. I mean, it don't matter. Y'all can come do it if you want. It don't matter to me. Um, and just give a little bit more of an update. But I just dropped this quick video because I said I was gonna drop something yesterday, but yesterday was kind of chaotic. So we're gonna let this video go.
I say we happy with you got. You'll be happy. Me, I want what's coming to me, or what's coming to you. I'm out the world to represent me. And everything in it.